Does Sony's acquisition of Haven Studios point towards a new emerging pattern and shift in strategy? Or is Sony just really that excited about what Jade Raymond's got cooking up in Canada? Let's get into it. How's it going? Honest to Critic here, and if you haven't heard of Haven Studios, that's because they basically have not made anything. They have not released a game. They have not produced anything up till now. They are a newly formed studio headed by Jade Raymond, who is pretty much a veteran in the industry. She's been around quite a few places, and we're going to get into that. But yeah, right off the bat, Sony was very much enamored by her new studio, and early on helped them establish themselves, and right off the bat invested in them, which was probably close to a year ago now. And looking back not too long ago, Sony did something weird, which was purchase Bungie. And why would that be weird? Because they didn't have that much of a relationship with Bungie. They had all these exclusive contracts with Destiny for obviously exclusive content. But besides that, it was not like all of Sony's past purchases, which pointed towards more of like, a dating period to where they kind of sat back and watched what these studios could do. And after a while, after seeing them produce and kind of basically prove that they had what it takes, Sony basically kind of brought them in and said, okay, we're going to take you to that next step. We're going to push you to the next level. And, basically, welcome to the family. But with Jade Raymond's studio, that does bring into question, why exactly did they purchase them so early on, right? And here's the thing, right? It seems like there is definitely some ties to multiplayer, because from what I'm hearing, this new studio's focus, their main focus is AAA multiplayer games. And this is where I see the shift, because Sony has always been about the single player, right? And a lot of us we subscribe to Sony for that reason. We love their single player focused games. We enjoy their single focused player games and the quality that comes with it. So what exactly is so special about this game being worked on by Haven Studios? That's the thing, we don't know much about it. There hasn't been much disclosed about it, besides the fact that it's going to be a multiplayer game, that's going to be online, and probably a games of a service, considering that Sony has announced that they have 10 games being worked on, which GT7 is probably already one of them that released, and they plan on having 10 released by a certain year. So stands to reason that this is probably one of those games. But the interesting thing is, like, the excitement and the talk about it is if it's going to be somewhat of a unique experience. And it does make me think, like, are they trying to push their artistic values? Because I do think that Sony has really focused on quite unique AA games. They made even AAA games which you would never imagine anyone would fund, like Death Stranding, and like I mentioned, AA games like that of Concrete Genie, to where, it's a very, like, they have a very open look, and kind of like they want to have very interesting and unique experiences on their platform, are they shifting that towards multiplayer, right? In which case, normally, I would say I don't want to see that happen, and I still would rather see them go even further in on single player, because I kind of wish they would go back and maybe, bring... I would love to see Sony bring that quality to RPGs and maybe pick up a studio like Larian Studios, which has worked on games like Divinity, which also, by the way, have very unique co-op features that are online, but it's done in a way it's a very single player style game, but it has co-op built into it to where it doesn't feel out of place. It feels like it adds to the game in such a unique way that we've never seen in co-op games, maybe outside of Hazelight Studios with games like It Takes Two and A Way Out, right? But getting back on point, yeah, they seem to be pushing towards, unique experiences online, and we don't know what exactly that means, whether that will end up being competitive or just more like a co-op, maybe like, something like more work together, build things like we've seen with a lot of, popular survival games, or just in general, just Minecraft. But we have yet to see. The question remains, is this a shift in Sony's pattern when it comes to making studio purchases? And it's kind of hard to tell, because according to them, they're just that impressed with what's going on at Haven Studios and the productivity they're bringing, being ahead of schedule, something that you don't really see that usually in the industry, to where they're just being that productive, even though Insomniac has been pretty damn impressive too. But yeah, apparently they're ahead of schedule with whatever they're working on, and that also, impresses. Or perhaps, maybe just Sony wants to add Jade Raymond's expertise to their growing list of expertises. Just like with Bungie and Games of a Service, they might have Jade Raymond establish a foothold in Canada, which apparently they haven't had before, and Canada is really big when it comes to AAA gaming, right? Releasing AAA games, and they want to, have her establish that studio to then maybe move on to establish other studios in other places, or help with other studios, since Jade Raymond has helped a lot of other publishers establish studios like Ubisoft Toronto in Canada and EA's Motive Studios. Yeah, she's definitely been around, and it seems like she has a knack for establishing great studios. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why they probably saw this as, a lucrative investment, something that could definitely help them out going into the future. But what do you think? Let me know. And if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. This has been Honest to Critic, as always saying, if you're gonna be a critic, be honest. Catch you next time.